pleased to be here in the ASILE training school.
My name is Rukiye. I'm coming from Turkey. I'm a PhD candidate in Digital University in Diyarbakır.
Personally, I came here with the proposal that I'm working on, that I'm developing for my postdoctoral fellowship.
During this event, I had the chance to present my paper based on my master thesis.
ASILE is really a great project. It allows us to go beyond the European borders and to conduct research, also drawing on findings in other regions and other regional standards.
I'm presenting about Latin America management of refugees, and I'm studying the case of Ecuador and how is it interesting to better understand the apport of the Cartagena process.
My topic is temporary protection status in international migration law in the context of human rights.
So in my paper, I elucidated the tasks and power of Frontex and explained the nexus between the surveillance activities on the one hand and the Libyan Coast Guard's efforts in pulling back migrants back to Libya.
It's not contested that refugee law is human rights law. But it's precisely because of this that we find that states are increasingly finding innovative ways to circumvent the obligations towards refugees.
More rigid rules or more specific rules do not always equate to better protection, but also vice versa. If the refugee definition is very broad, it does not always mean that refugees actually have the tools to enforce and implement their rights.
It's important to clarify the notions of safe country in the context of asylum law and policy. In particular, we must distinguish between safe countries of origin and safe third countries. These concepts may be helpful for the operation of the asylum system and thereby also actually to make protection effective if they are being defined and implemented clearly and in good faith towards international protection obligations. On the other hand, states may also abuse some of these concepts in order to deflect protection responsibilities. In that case, it would undermine the purpose of the Global Compact on Refugees, both the protection objective as such and also the sharing of responsibilities.
Coming to the GCR, I would say that from my research, I could conduct the conclusion that there is already enough legal substance to work with, and we can draw on these findings from different regions to actually look into how we implement these rules.
Human rights law provides a range of rights for refugees, and perhaps this is where the GCR can assist. The GCR provides for complementary pathways to protection.
The plurality of actors involved in the GCR implementation basically raises two problems. The first problem is hypercomplexity. It's basically the distribution of agency to a great number of actors with different attributes. And this hypercomplexity or hyper-complex governance may lead to different legal relations, and it's hard to identify those relations that are relevant for a meaningful responsibility attribution. The second problem is that of informality, namely the fact that less than formal arrangements are pursued by states within the context of implementing the GCR. What this leaves us with is the fact that this hyper-complex and informal environment may lead to the circumvention of the law. And so our main challenge here as lawyers is to actually come up with an analytical framework that addresses questions of circumvention and also takes into account the different debates on responsibility attribution, considering also questions by the Global South and critiques by the Global South.
It's been a very intense but extremely insightful training. The insights that I've gained from the feedback that I received from the panel and also the supervisors were very constructive, and I think that it will help me to enrich my research, especially for early career researchers like myself who are looking to establish themselves and refine and polish their research skills. Yeah, thank you.
I learned a lot from the prominent scholar here, and thank you very much. This is a wonderful opportunity for me.
I feel immensely grateful for the organizers of this fantastic event in beautiful city of Florence.
Because we have like so many cases, not only European one, but also from Africa and other parts of the world. And it's interesting like to think about the particularities and also the shared variables and dynamics. And it was like really stimulating to see this.